dum. Dum de dum de dum. Dum de. Hey, what's that? That looked like bunch of fruit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cookie. Oh, me so hungry. Yeah. What should me eat? Fruit or cookie? Fruit or cookie? Fruit, cookie. Oh, this tough decision.
Got any fruits or vegetables?
So you say you like ice cream, huh? I know this is creepy at first, but you'll get over it. But you know what's creepier? What you're doing to your body by eating me.
We are great to buy organically.
But don't forget about me choosing milk that is organic. Can help reduce exposure to some mighty pesky pesticides. Enjoy the goodness milk provides.
You look healthy!
Snacking on healthy food is what we like to do. Eating apples, oranges, carrots, and some celery too.
Jam!
Nuts and cheese, and java beans, and a glass of fruit juice too.
Here we go. Lots of grains, bread, rice, noodles, plenty of fruit and veggies, some meat, some dairy, and even a little treat. You are what you eat.
According to a study by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 32.5% of Americans ate fruit 2 or more times daily. 26.3% of Americans ate vegetables 3 or more times daily. How important is equal access to healthy foods?
It's the key to good health for everyone, and that's where it starts.
It's important for nutrition. Everybody should have access to fresh food.
It's important for everyone to have access to, because obesity is a growing problem in America. So if not everyone has access and just some people, then it's not really gonna help the problem.
Well, because the healthier we are as a people, the better we are as a nation.
Good question, hard to answer. I think everyone should have equal access. It shouldn't be an option. It should just, everyone should have equal access because it's equally important for everyone, no matter how much money they have or where they live or anything like that.
It should be a right that everybody should have that. It shouldn't be, from one class or one race or one ward or one anything. Everybody should be entitled to have fresh food.
That's very important because it helps promote good health. A lot of times in poor neighborhoods, they don't have access to fresh vegetables. You see, I'm getting my little string beans, cucumbers, and tomatoes, and potatoes. A lot of times in poor neighborhoods where they don't have access to grocery stores, they have to shop at the neighborhood store, and they don't have much of a variety.
93% of survey respondents believe it's somewhat or very important for Americans to all have equal access to fresh food. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, 95% of Americans went to a grocery store to acquire fresh fruits and vegetables in the past year.
To investigate this issue, we visited 3 Safeways in different locations based on income. In Burke, Virginia, a city with the highest median household income of $117,873. In Springfield, Virginia, where the median income is $79,669. In Ward 7, Washington, D.C., that had the lowest median household income of $30,533.
A count of big chain grocery stores was performed. In Burke, there are 5 of these stores with 1 store per 8,211 people. In Springfield, the numbers are similar. A total of 4 stores means 1 store per 7,621 people. The biggest disparity lies in D.C., where with almost double the numbers in population, there are only 3 stores, meaning 1 store per 23,689 people.
The prices of produce were compared from each of the 3 stores. There are only small differences in price for vegetables across the 3 Safeways. We initially believed that Safeway and Burke, having the highest median income, would have the highest price for produce, but we found that the prices indeed remained constant, yet the quality did not. How satisfied are you with the store's quality of produce on a scale from 0 to 5?
I normally don't shop here for my produce, but when I have it, it's been pretty good. It's about a 4.
5. Yeah, we do our shopping here.
Not satisfied at all.
Not at all.
Not satisfied.
3.
Okay.
This store probably just about 3.
Okay.
The average store ratings for Burke and Springfield were 3.7, while Ward 7 was at 2.9. Why was the store rating for Ward 7 much lower?
On our way out of Safeway in Ward 7, D.C., former U.S. Senate Chef Daniel Thomas expressed his opinion to us on the quality of produce in that Safeway.
Yeah, look in that herb section.
Yeah,
You'll see
I
dill,
saw.
brown tarragon, brown oregano, brown.
Social exclusion was evident in Ward 7. Social exclusion is defined as the outcome of multi-deprivations that prevent individuals or groups from participating fully in economic, social, and political life of the society in which they live. Ward 7 had fewer big chain grocery stores that offered poor quality fresh produce than in more affluent areas. The community is excluded from opportunities and activities that are the norms for the rest of society. Why are fresh fruits and vegetables important for our health?
Having access to fresh fruits and vegetables cuts down on a lot of chronic diseases. Diabetes is less, high blood pressure is less, and even certain cancers. So we have to look at the communities that our children live in.
Obesity remains a widespread health concern in the United States, and the rates vary with race and economic background. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, adult obesity rates are 51% higher for African Americans than whites. How do obesity rates look in these areas? In D.C., Wards 7 and 8, where 90% of the population is African American and the median income is the lowest out of these 3 areas, the rates of obesity are 20% higher than the rates in Northern Virginia, where the Caucasian population is one that predominates.
What contributes to these rates? Research demonstrates that food deserts, which are low-income areas that lack access to supermarkets and other sources of affordable and healthy foods, contribute to obesity and poor health outcomes. Corner stores are found in food deserts. They are the small grocery stores that fill the gap where supermarkets are missing, that typically sell only packaged foods high in fat, sodium, and sugar. Wards 7 and 8 have DC's highest poverty and obesity rates and are home to large food deserts.
We have about 23 million people in this country that live in food deserts.
Cheap fast food is the norm in terms of a meal.
You can go for miles and not be able to buy an apple.
Right now, there are 23.5 million Americans, including 6.5 million children, who live in what we call food deserts, in the inner city and in rural communities.
Lots of different definitions of food deserts, but most people basically say it's a place where there is not access, easy access, affordable access, reasonable access to fresh fruit, vegetables to a grocery store.
I think people, they want to eat healthy, but they just don't know how. There are so many places in D.C. where people can't get healthy meals, healthy food. I think that's a travesty of justice. It should not be like that.
How do we explain this unequal access to fresh foods? Conflict theory focuses on the source distribution, inequality, and power within society. This perspective points out that inequality exists in society because those who have more control or resources and more power make an effort to maintain the status quo. According to Karl Marx, in all stratified societies there are 2 major social classes, a capitalist class and a working class. The capitalist or ruling class obtains its power from its ownership and control of the forces of production. The ruling class exploits and oppresses the working class. As a result, there is a basic conflict of interest between the 2 classes.
In our case, the working class was DC, where they are characterized by a lack of resources and unequal access to fresh foods. This can be attributed to the fact that poverty reigns in the area due to the lack of power this community has as a whole. Richard Wilkinson argues that the healthiest societies are those not with the highest amount of resources, but the ones in which income is distributed most evenly. However, this is not reality since the wealth distribution in America is actually skewed, although 92% of Americans think that it is equally distributed.
After all this, do we still think that America is the so-called land of opportunity and equality?